And it was a topical issue on the table, open for more discussion for South Africans in 2018. This as a bid to create tenure and stability for all. We got SABC reporter Iviwe Poti and our cameraman to visit the pristine Coffee Bay and Port St. John's rural area and took a look at how the communal land issue was being discussed in rural communities.
Imvelaphi yamachase sisuka KwaZulu kwindawo ekuthiwa kusenkandla.
As the Chese people, we come from KwaZulu. We came during the time of the wars, and our forefathers came here to the Pondoland, crossing the Mthatha River. We got here. No history has it that our forefathers stayed here and ruled over this land.
Kusiliwa ngembali. Sazomana lapha emampondweni.
After they came here, they had to move our parents and our grandparents and the community members who were staying there. They were moved from there to Kakuba, where we are now. And then after that, the government, on the 1991, Mandela came out on jail, and then we did get our rights back. After we did get our rights back, the government said that we must put land claims if this land was taken from us. And then we did the land claim, and then it was successful.
The land here is home for the people along the Wild Coast. Its ancestral value is priceless. Coffee Bay and Port St. John's are also globally known for its natural beauty. The land here is sought after and extremely valuable. It has for many years been earmarked for development.
Port St. John's not a good example because it's not communal land.
Okay.
All right, but Coffee Bay would be a better example. It's very characteristic. Coffee Bay has been seen by government and municipalities for a long time as a potential town. Right, but it's on communal land. KSD, King Sabato Delanyebo municipality, essentially from based at Mthatha, has put very serious plans in place to turn Coffee Bay into a town. But until there is land tenure reform, it cannot be done. Because if you're going to have a town, then obviously the land initially must be owned by the municipality.
But much of it is deemed communal land and not meant to be sold. Communal land is not quantified in monetary terms.
When we are allocating somebody, the sub-headman came from his place to come to the great place to introduce somebody who want to allocate a site. So here at our place, there is no objection when the community agrees that somebody want to have a site there. And two, we have got no price to selling a land here, not at all. According to the government, our land is a communal land, so it is not allowed to purchase to anybody.
You have to go to the sub-headman first, and then to introduce yourself. The sub-headman will take you to the sub-headman, to the headman, to introduce yourself, and then from the headman will take you to the chief, where you will introduce yourself there. And then there are things that you must do in order to obtain or to get the site. But you're not buying the site. But I don't know how to call it in English, but we call it as imbuso. If I can try to explain it, it's just to say thank you. It's just to say thank you. I appreciate what you did for me.
As far as communal land is concerned, the chiefs are in a difficult situation. They have jurisdiction under customary law, but not under statute law. Now, South Africa, as you probably know, has a legal system made up of Roman Dutch law, English law, and customary law. So if you wish to have a site for customary use for residents for arable, on communal land, if you are a member of that community, then you have a right to a piece of land, right? Now that right is not like land ownership under freehold tenure. It's a right attached to the person, not to the piece of land.
These are the scenic views that attract people to this area. The Wild Coast is breathtakingly beautiful, a tourism jewel, but the area is impoverished. The traditional leaders seek to empower their people to improve their livelihoods. Development in the tourism sector is on the area. But even on this front, there are many empty promises.
Sometimes the white men are coming for development. So, as we, the community, always we are looking forward for the development, because we have got no jobs. Everybody are suffering.
But this land does get sold. Poverty-stricken people desperate for a way out of that life. Often sold with no proper trail for ridiculous amounts. A piece of land for as little as 2,000 rand. It seems a lack of knowledge and the understanding of the asset attached to land is still a challenge.
Yeah, the only trick is that they don't actually tell them what is more about land and how much they can get in a long time. What they do, they just give them cash, of which cash is something that you can use now and then it's gone. So what I would suggest is that people must be at least exposed, and then in terms of how do you use this land.
Okokuba ngaba umuntu uze apha komkhulu wawufumana umhlaba.
What is happening here is that some of the members of the community, they just take money from the foreigners, not following the procedure. No one has the right to sell land, just a structure. One must go to the sub-headman and transfer the site from the chief so that it can be official.
What is happening here? Maybe some of the members of the communities, since they've got that land, what they do, they just take the money from the foreigner. Maybe said, I will rent this site from you, or would like to make a shop here, or else they just buy it from them, and then they don't follow the procedure. Because if you buy a site, maybe here you're interested in this site. If you buy it from the owner, no one has a right to sell a land. You will only buy the structure and then your material that you use to him. After that, you have to move and go to the sub-headman and say that I'm transferring my site to this to this guy, and then from there you have to move from there to the chief, and the chief can make everything work so that he can be right.
The question is, does the community here benefit from the prime land they live on?
No, we don't see the benefits of the rich land that we have here.
We got nothing from the land because we never got any land. This is how we live. I sell from this place. Over the weekends, I start fire to braai. This is how we live.
The youth here want jobs and land to create jobs.
We have a problem of the car wash here, and we need a land to get the car wash. The problem is one, municipality, he doesn't want to give us a place to have a car wash. The problem, we fight for the car wash.
The people from the Wild Coast hope the current process around land expropriation will eventually bear fruit and answer the questions they have. Iviwe Poti, SABC News, Wild Coast.
We're going to a short break now. Your sports coming up after.